Chris Phelan was a Border Patrol agent.
Okay, so I'm going to conclude that the president, in fact, did know about his ties because he was the next door neighbor.
Shame on you.
Oh, for goodness sakes.
You're
this
from
is
a tiny,
pathetic. This
beautiful
is
state.
pathetic.
Representative Becca Balint confronted Attorney General Pam Bondi about 3 senior Trump administration officials with confirmed ties to Jeffrey Epstein: Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick, Navy Secretary John Phelan, and Deputy Defense Secretary Stephen Fineberg. When Balint asked if DOJ had questioned them about their Epstein connections, Bondi repeatedly refused to answer, deflecting and evading. Balint noted Lutnick visited Epstein's island in 2012 and lied about it.
Attorney General Bondi, according to your department, a child is sexually abused in the United States every 9 minutes, and the vast majority of survivors never get justice. And that's one of the reasons why I think the Epstein case has resonated so deeply with so many Americans. And the other reason, I think, is because it has revealed a 2-tiered system of justice. And the powerful are protected, and the survivors rarely get any accountability. And the Epstein files contain evidence of a multi-decade international criminal conspiracy involving some of the wealthiest and the most powerful people in the world. There's evidence of financial crimes, political corruption, sex trafficking, and of course, horrible sexual abuse. And I want to remind everybody, this isn't a game. These are real people, people who have suffered, who are sitting here with us today, and they deserve answers, and they deserve accountability. And I'm here to try to get some for them. Now, I've seen some of the unredacted Epstein files, and obviously, as you know, President Trump's name is all over them, but so are the names of other senior Trump officials: Howard Lutnick, Secretary of Commerce; John Phelan, the Secretary of the Navy; and Stephen Fineberg, the Deputy Secretary of Defense. These men were appointed by President Trump to senior positions in his administration. All of them have clear and confirmed ties to Jeffrey Epstein. Attorney General Bondi, yes or no, has the Justice Department asked Secretary Lutnick about his ties to Epstein?
Excuse me. Secretary Lutnick has addressed those ties himself.
I'm asking you, has the Justice Department specifically asked Secretary Lutnick about his ties to Jeffrey Epstein?
He has addressed those ties himself.
Has the DOJ asked Secretary Phelan about his ties to Jeffrey Epstein?
I don't know whether he has addressed those or not.
Has the Deputy Secretary Fineberg talked to the Department of Justice about his ties to Jeffrey Epstein? Yes or no? Has the Department of Justice talked to Deputy Secretary Fineberg about his ties to Jeffrey Epstein, which are clearly spelled out in the files? It's a very simple question. It's not a trick question. I'm just asking you.
Yeah, I'm stunned that you want to continue talking about.
Oh my gosh.
Epstein
Okay, I'm reclaiming my time. I'm asking you not a trick question, a simple question. Okay, so what is clear is we have evidence.
Do you know who Chris Phelan is?
We have evidence that 3 senior officials within the Trump administration have ties to Jeffrey Epstein. And what
does ties mean?
I can conclude from what you
mean?
are saying that you have not talked to them.
What does ties mean? Can
I think Americans would be shocked to learn that you are not interested in talking with these officials who have ties to Jeffrey Epstein.
What does ties mean? Can you define that?
Across the world,
can you
prominent
define
men
ties?
who've been exposed in the files have resigned their jobs in disgrace. And that's a good first start. And that same
Disgrace
standard,
is not saying the word
this
Chris
same
Phelan.
standard should apply here. And Americans want accountability.
Who is Chris Phelan?
Was the president aware? Please stop talking. It is not your time to ask questions. It is not your time. I'm reclaiming my time, Mr. Chair.
One second.
Time belongs to the gentlelady from Vermont.
Was the president aware of Secretary Lutnick's ties to Epstein when he chose him to lead the Department of Commerce? Was he aware?
Chris Phelan was a Border Patrol agent.
Okay, so I'm going to conclude that the president, in fact, did know about his ties because he was the next door neighbor.
Shame on you.
Oh, for goodness sakes.
You're
this
from
is
a tiny,
pathetic.
beautiful
This is
state.
pathetic, Mr.
Committee will
Chair.
be in order.
I am not asking trick questions here.
You
The
got your
American
5
people
minutes.
have a right to know the answers to this. These are senior officials in the Trump administration. This is not a game, Secretary.
I'm Attorney General.
My apologies, I couldn't tell. By 2008, we knew that Epstein was a convicted sexual abuser. And we now know that Lutnick went to Epstein's island in 2012. How was that not a deal breaker for the president? And why aren't you asking questions of the Commerce Secretary about what he saw when he was at the island, which he lied about not ever going to? Why are you not asking these questions? And I see that my time is almost expired, so I will say this. Do the right thing, Attorney General. Meet with the survivors. They have been asking for a year. Meet with the survivors. Do the right thing. I yield back.
Representative Becca Balint began by establishing the stakes. A child is sexually abused in the United States every 9 minutes, and the vast majority of survivors never get justice. The Epstein case resonates because it revealed a two-tiered justice system where the powerful are protected and survivors rarely get accountability. The files contain evidence of a multi-decade international criminal conspiracy involving some of the wealthiest and most powerful people in the world, including financial crimes, political corruption, sex trafficking, and horrible sexual abuse. These aren't abstractions. Real people who suffered are sitting in the hearing room demanding answers. Balint then named names. She had seen the unredacted Epstein files. President Trump's name is throughout them, but so are the names of other senior Trump officials. Howard Lutnick, Secretary of Commerce, John Phelan, Secretary of the Navy, and Stephen Fineberg, Deputy Secretary of Defense. Trump appointed these men to senior positions despite having clear and confirmed ties to Jeffrey Epstein. Her questions were simple and direct. Has the Justice Department asked Secretary Lutnick about his ties to Epstein? Bondi's evasion was immediate. Secretary Lutnick has addressed those ties himself. Balint pressed. I'm asking you, has the Justice Department specifically asked Secretary Lutnick about his ties to Jeffrey Epstein? Bondi repeated the same non-answer. When asked about Secretary Phelan, Bondi claimed not to know whether he had addressed his ties. When asked about Deputy Secretary Fineberg, Bondi deflected entirely, asking, what does ties mean? This semantic game was insulting. Balint was not using vague terminology. These officials appear in the Epstein files with documented connections to a convicted sex offender and his criminal operation. By 2008, everyone knew Epstein was a convicted sexual abuser. Yet in 2012, Lutnick went to Epstein's island, a fact he initially lied about. The question of what he saw there, who else was there, and what activities occurred is directly relevant to understanding the scope of Epstein's operation and identifying his co-conspirators and clients. Bondi's refusal to confirm any DOJ questioning of these officials speaks volumes. Either the department has not asked them, a dereliction of investigative duty, or Bondi is unwilling to acknowledge such questioning because it would confirm that senior administration officials are subjects of or witnesses in an ongoing investigation. Neither possibility reflects well on the department's commitment to following evidence wherever it leads. Balint's conclusion that the president knew about Lutnick's ties when appointing him was based on simple proximity. They were neighbors. This raises the critical question of whether Trump knowingly appointed multiple officials with Epstein connections to senior positions. If he knew, it suggests either indifference to those connections or active preference for individuals who share his own relationship with Epstein. If he didn't know, it reveals catastrophic failure in vetting processes designed to prevent exactly such appointments. The international context Balint provided is important. Across the world, prominent men exposed in the Epstein files have resigned from their jobs in disgrace. This is the bare minimum standard of accountability. That association with a sex trafficking operation should be disqualifying for positions of public trust. Yet in the United States, such associations appear to be either ignored or perhaps even advantageous for securing powerful positions in the Trump administration. Bondi's attempt to redirect to Chris Men, a Border Patrol agent, was a transparent deflection. When Balint rightfully reclaimed her time, noting these were not trick questions, and Americans have a right to answers, Bondi's response was to call the questioning pathetic. This is from the Attorney General of the United States, when asked about senior officials' connections to a sex trafficking operation. Balint's final appeal was simple and powerful. Do the right thing, Attorney General. Meet with the survivors. They have been asking for a year. Meet with the survivors. Do the right thing. The survivors have been present at the hearing, have made themselves available, have endured the trauma of coming forward, and have had their identities exposed through DOJ negligence. The least they deserve is a meeting with the Attorney General to discuss their cases and the evidence they can provide about Epstein's clients.